Welcome back everyone, it is Eric from Rare Candy, and today, as you can see, we are back checking out another deck using the brand new Lost engine that we got from Lost Origin. But as you can see, we're not checking out Giratina, we're not checking out any of the new cards. We're going to be dusting off the old Amazing Rares today, now that they actually might have an engine to use to get up and running. Because if we just look at Reshiram here, this thing hits like a truck. 270 with a single damage modifier is going to knock out pretty much all of the most popular attackers that are running around right now. But of course, up until now, the big issue has been this very painful multi-energy attack cost. And that, of course, is where the new Lost engine, specifically using Mirage Gate, is going to come into play, because now we can actually accelerate all of the energy needed to Reshiram in a single turn and get it up and running and hitting hard as soon as turn 2 even. So I think this whole Lost engine is going to give a massive consistency boost to these amazing rare cards, and that is what we are attempting to build around today. But before we get any deeper into the rest of this deck, if you guys can, remember to leave a like on the video, help me feed that always hungry YouTube algorithm. And if you need any cards to complete this amazing rare Reshiram deck for yourself, you can check out our friends over at PTCGO And if you use coupon code RARECANDY at checkout, you can actually get a discount on your order too. And if you guys want to save even more, all of Rare Candy's patrons not only had early access to this deck list, but also have their own exclusive discount code for even bigger savings. Links to everything will be down below in the description. But let's get back into our deck list for just a moment here, guys. So of course, Reshiram is going to be the primary attacker of the deck, but we do have a couple of other attackers that we frequently from time to time will lean on as well. We are choosing to play one copy of the brand new Snorlax here. It's another single prize Pokemon. This guy hits for 180 damage for 3 colorless energy. Now, one thing I do like about Snorlax here compared to Reshiram, has a little bit more HP, its attack doesn't damage itself, and the attack cost is a little bit more flexible too. And it's just a decent Pokemon to go in with against other like one prize decks a lot of the time. That being said, we also do have 2 copies of Cramorant in the deck, one of my favorite new cards that we just got in Lost Origin. This thing attacks for 0 energy if we have 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone, which is pretty easy to pull off with this deck. Very frequently, you'll even find yourself using this as early as turn 1. So Cramorant, it's a fantastic card, especially against like low HP Sobbles and things like that, that you really don't want to commit a ton of energy onto Reshiram to knock out for. But we also have a copy of Radiant Greninja in our deck here too for the Concealed Cards ability, just as a bit of a consistency booster. But I will actually say this is a card I'm still on the fence about. I think you actually could make a case for Radiant Charizard as well, just because it hits for a similar amount of damage, but you don't need any damage modifiers to knock out like VSTARs with. So feel free to play around with that. But right now, you know, I'm playing it safe with the Greninja. It allows us to see a few more cards each turn. But of course, the main consistency Pokemon in these whole like Lost engines is going to be the brand new Comfey that allows us to look at the top 2 cards of our deck. We keep one, pitch another away into the Lost Zone. But the only other Pokemon we're playing are some kind of math fixers for our deck. So with the Reshiram, it does hit for 270, but we do need a damage modifier to be able to one-shot some of the popular Pokemon V-Star running around in the format. So Choice Belt will do that, but sometimes you're going to run into decks like Arceus that play Big Charm from time to time, and you're still not going to be able to get a one-shot. And that's where something like Galarian Zigzagoon can come into play. But also Zigzagoon is still good against other things like Mew VMAX that also are 10 more damage outside of your one-shot range. And then on top of that, we also have the copy of Moltres from Pokemon Go that is going to increase our damage by 10 for our basic fire Pokemon. So this is just, again, another alternate way we can hit that same 280 number. But against like 3 prize Pokemon like Ice Rider, anything that's above 310, we need a little bit of more help for. So we can either use Zigzagoon with a Scoop Up Net, or we can just bench a Moltres, and now we can hit for 320 damage with our Reshiram. So just a bunch of different ways we are playing here to modify our damage output to hit those key numbers that we need. But looking at our trainer cards, if you've seen any of the other sort of like Lost engines, a lot of this is going to look very familiar. Right now I am playing the 4 Battle VIP Pass to make sure we can get all of our basics into play very quickly. But we do still have a couple of Quick Ball in the deck as well to supplement things in the mid to late game, as well as a Hisuian Heavy Ball to search Pokemon out of the prize cards as well. So we also have our 4 Scoop Up Nets. This is great not only for to be able to reuse Comfey, but we can also reuse Galarian Zigzagoon, Radiant Greninja. It just makes sense in a deck like this. But we do have some other switching cards in the deck that I think are of interest. So of course we have our Air Balloon, our escape ropes that force our opponent to switch, but we also have 2 copies of Switch Cart, which we are able to use in this deck, which is actually kind of important because not only do we want to use this card because we're a basic deck already, this is just already better than Switch, but also since our Reshiram does damage itself, sometimes being able to play Switch Cart will prevent itself from knocking itself out if we are able to attack on a subsequent turn somehow if it doesn't get knocked out. So this is just like an automatic, like easy upgrade from Switch in a deck like this. We have a couple copies of Ornery Rod to get back our Pokemon and energy. We always need energy in deck to be able to use Mirage Gate, so being able to use Ornery Rod is a very crucial effect that we have here. Training Court, of course, is going to be our stadium of choice just because we have the Radiant Greninja, and also just because Reshiram attacks for 3 different energy, we need some flexibility in terms of what energy we actually want to attach for turn. And looking at our supporter cards, pretty standard stuff. We have the 4 Colress's Experiment to chuck cards away into the Lost Zone, a couple copies of Boss, we have a single copy of Marnie, and then we also have 1 copy of Raihan, which is kind of an alternate way of cheating some extra energy into play if one of our Pokemon was knocked out on our opponent's last turn. So that is going to be the deck list we're trying out today for the Amazing Rare Reshiram deck. And I will also say this deck today was requested to be seen by one of Rare Candy's patrons, the homie Clam Burglar over there on patreon.com/rarecandytcg. So if you guys want to have your request heard and maybe help support the channel in the process, I'll drop a link down below in the description today to the Rare Candy Patreon if you guys want to learn more about that. But with all that the way, let's hop in some games today and see if these amazing rares actually are finally pretty decent. Okay, this is terrible opening. That being said, you know, we really are only like a Battle VIP pass away from being able to be back in the game. Okay, it looks like it's gonna be Zoroark. No, I'm actually kind of okay with this because normally in these Zoroark decks, I feel like the most popular way to play them is going to be with just double turbo energies. I'm not anticipating any like single prize backup attackers. And if that's the case, I feel like we're actually in kind of an okay spot against this deck. Okay, so 2 great rips between the mulligan and our top deck here. So we're out the gate. Let's just go for the concealed cards. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get this back. I actually kind of want to save the escape. Well, no, let's go ahead and burn it. That's fine. Okay, we get Chorus, so that is good for the next turn. And we probably have to kind of leave things at that, if I'm being honest, guys. Definitely want to save this to be able to use Greninja next turn. And just pass. So, not a whole lot going on. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a Battle VIP pass, but, you know, we have the Chorus plus Comfy, so we still should be able to get a KO on this little Diancie on the next turn, so that's good. Okay, they're going to pitch away the Radiant Hawlucha, makes sense. What do they have in their hand? Okay, they're playing the Pyukumuku. Okay, we see the Oranguru, not really worried about that. Okay, there's going to be their first Zoroark and then a Research. Let's see what they're going to toss away here. So they do have to get rid of a VSTAR. That's great. Would love seeing that hit the bin. Okay, Gape Bog. Honestly, don't really worry about it. Just because, you know, they're taking big one-shots anyway, so it doesn't really fix, like, the math for them in any meaningful way. Just bummed more than anything that we lost to Training Court. That's really the only thing I'm kind of sad about. I want to be able to keep reusing that with Greninja. But, you know, right now, I think we're still in, like, a tolerable spot. And they're playing Scoop Up Nets, too. That's really interesting. Not a card I really expected to see in this Hisuian Zoroark deck. Okay, we do have another Training Court. That's good. But first, let's go for the flower selecting here. Probably grab the Reshiram in all honesty. Just because we play a million Comfies. We can afford to lose one, I think. And we have the Chorus as well. Okay. So let's just go ahead and grab these, I think. Well, how many? I think we got rid of a fire energy already. Okay, yeah, so we actually probably want to put the dark energy back if that's the case. And then I think we're cool with this. All right, let's go over the concealed cards again. All right, we have another Comfy. That's cool. That's cool. Unfortunately, no switching cards, so we might just have to hard retreat, which I don't really like to do, but at the same time, it's okay. So we'll do this. Retreat over to Cramorant. And I think I'm cool playing Training Court and getting back in energy in the process, too. I know they play like 4 Gapejaw Bog, but may as well try to get value out of our Training Courts while we can here. And probably get down Comfy as well. Let's see, we have 4 in there. Okay, yeah. And so we'll just knock out the Diancie, which I'm kind of cool with. Means we are going to have to deal with another single prizer at some point probably. But they have the Oranger, and it's already beat up for us already. Or even if they scoop it up, we do still have the Zigzagoon to fix our math a little bit. So, again, assuming we don't just like brick or get hit with like a horrendous like Roxanne or Marnie or something like that, I think we're going to be in a good spot this game. There is like... Maybe we should have benched a Reshiram just in case of a Marnie, because even if they bossed it, then we could have returned bossed a Rangaroo at that point. So maybe in hindsight, that's what we should have done here. Because we definitely want to keep this hand. They seem to be kind of struggling what they might want to do here. But they are going to use the Oranger, so that tells me they are about to play a draw supporter more than likely. They're just trying to protect one of the resources in their hand. Oh, but they're going to Ultra Ball it. So maybe it's a card they want to shuffle back into their deck then if that's the case. Okay, and they're going to get rid of a Marnie and a boss. So that kind of tells me they have a research in hand if that's the case. Or they could just be using the VSTAR power on Zoroark, so they are going to have access to that. They can discard their hand and draw 7. Okay, and that is what they're going to do here. So they wanted to be able to get Gengar into the discard. I am all cool with that. Like I said, I really wanted to keep this hand. Now, they are going to pump our Stadium. That does suck a little bit, but I think we can live with it. So how many Marnies is that down at this point? Just 1? Okay. There's going to be the Gengar back. And now I am curious, like I said, are they going to be playing like basic energies to attack with Gengar at some point? Okay, there's the Pyukumuku. They can draw 1 more card every time they use that. Not sure what else they might be looking for this turn. Maybe just another V-Star. Could be good. But yeah, just going to take the knockout on us, but we are A-okay with that. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so flower selecting. Before we do anything else, go ahead and grab our Dark Energy here. Oh, yikes. This is a really bad combination of cards to be forced to pick between. I think we have to do this, because realistically, we can get one of our Reshirams back. How many Mirage Gates? None. Yeah, we're going to do this. Okay, let's see. Now, we definitely need to start finding... we definitely need to find the Ordinary Rod on this next turn, because right now things aren't looking like too great for us in that regard. So I think what we're going to have to do here is Mirage Gate again. This feels really bad, but just to basically move the active. And retreat. So I think we'll get down Reshiram in case of a Marnie. Also probably get down Cramorant as well, if I'm being honest. Well, I'll say sure. And we'll just go for the Amazing Blaze for the KO here. And hopefully we can find a Rod. That's like the big card we like absolutely need here. Lightning Energy, so getting energy is good at least. Then Battle VIP Pass, so pretty worthless card there. Now what we can do if they... Okay, Clara, that's cool. That's not a Marty. I'm a-okay with that one. Now what we can do if they knock us out, or I should say when they knock us out, we can Raihan to Reshiram, get Ordinary Rod, and then pop the Mirage Gate afterwards. And then at that point, we're just a cram away from winning. So this should be a pretty good matchup, I think, for our Reshiram deck. Like, Zoroark, it hits like a truck. It's super consistent, but it doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility in terms of, you know, your strategy in a game. It does play like very linearly. You know, unless they did make space for a bunch of like basic psychic energy or something, they're just attacking with Zoroark every single turn. So let's just promote this guy over here. Okay, so let's just go for the Raihan right out the gate. Sure, fire energy's fine, I guess. And where's our rod? Yep, that is what we wanted. We still do have another Mirage Gate left too, which is great. So we'll definitely do both. Just in case they do try to boss our Cramorant, we will at least have another one ready to go. So sure. So Mirage Gate, get these guys out of deck. Do we concealed cards here? We can afford to get rid of one lightning energy. I don't hate that, so let's just do that. Okay, cool. I'm actually down to do this because this kind of like puts us in like a checkmate scenario where even if they boss this, we still have both on the field. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Amazing Blaze. Get Air Balloon, that's fine, and Boss. Okay. So yeah, right now we are still, I think, looking good. I don't know if our opponent has some sort of crazy, like, late game play they can make, but right now, I think this game is, like, pretty much wrapped up. Okay, we're gonna see Clara and Boss. Now, Clara being in the list is actually a little bit interesting because it doesn't allow you to get like special energies, it allows you to get basics. So maybe they are playing, I was gonna say maybe they are playing some sort of basic energy in the list, but looks like they're still going in with Zoroark VSTAR. Okay, there's gonna be a switch, that's fine. We still have not seen a support this turn. So they could still Marnie us and things would be bad in that instance. Okay, Quick Ball. Not sure what they're looking for here. Maybe just trying to thin a little bit. Another Zoroark. That's cool. Doesn't really matter too much. And they do have the Marnie. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's your play. I get it. Alrighty, so there is also a world where we can like just 2-hit KO a Zoroark. Yeah, we still have all of our choice belts, so that is still an option for us too. Like we can actually just win with Cramorant, as weird as that is. So let's go for the flower selecting. Choice belt, definitely gonna grab that just in case we might need it. So switch cart. Oh, and actually, you know what I will do? I think we get rid of probably Reshiram, if I'm being honest. Or we could even get rid of Snorlax. I just want to rearrange the order of our deck. We'll get rid of Snorlax, that's fine. We'll just grab Zigzagoon. Sure, we can live with that. And we found the boss. There we go. So the Quick Ball played off, and now we can actually just chase down Gengar or the Oranguru, and that is going to be the game. So like I said, this should be a pretty good matchup if you are the if you are the Reshiram player here. Zoroark, it's, like I said, it's a really good attacker, but it's just a little bit too linear of a deck to go against, I think, this style of deck. So happily take the dub here. So our opponent's like really struggling with who they want to go first here. Maybe they're playing like a Lost Zone deck like ours, and they're thinking, do I want to go second, try to get that turn 1 Cramorant attack off? Because I know that's like something that's gone through my head a few times. And this is a sick opening hand for this deck. We got the VIP pass, we got quick balls, so we have no shortage of ways to get Pokemon. Okay, but it's going to be the Hisuian Arcanine deck. Okay, this is actually the first time I've played against this, so I'm kind of curious to see how this one's going to unfold. Like the issue with Arcanine though, it's too chunky for Cramorant to deal with. So that's like the one thing it has over us, but we're also probably just a little bit of a faster deck, so we can probably still get some cheap prizes with Cramorant nonetheless. So I think this still might end up unfolding with how like a lot of single prize decks are, where it's like whoever gets the first KO probably wins. I could definitely still see it going that way. So they're having a really good start over here. This kind of makes me worried a little bit. So definitely putting on a lot of pressure on us to be able to find what we need to pull off the turn 1 attack with Cramorant. Especially if they don't get down another Growlithe, that would be huge for us. So it might have even been a little bit of a mistake. Okay, but they do have the second one. Okay, so that's definitely very important. Otherwise, they might have just ended up conceding on the next turn otherwise. Well, I guess they have these Zoroark, so they can still transform into Arcanine if they need to. Okay, and a pass over to us. That's good. Love it. All right, so we'll go for the Battle VIP Pass right out the gate here. Just go for another Comfy, and Radiant Greninja seems good. We have both Cramorants. We prized 2 Reshirams, but we do have our Snorlax in deck. And we prized... Okay, no, we have both Orne Rods. That's really important. Yeah, I think right now we're kind of content with what we have going on here. Busted. Love to see it. So we'll go for the Scoop Up Net. And yeah, we definitely have the KO like guaranteed here at this point. We'll go for another Chorus, because we're going to burn the one that we have in hand already. So I think we'll Concealed as well. Okay, so no shortage of supporters, that is for sure here. Okay, so definitely going to get Boss, probably this, and VIP Pass. I don't know if there's a world where we actually need Zigzagoon. I don't think so. So yeah, just going to do this. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves. We got our Cramorant, and I'm probably just going to grab another Comfy. Well, actually, probably going to go for Snorlax, since we can start manually powering it up on the bench. That seems pretty good to me. So sure, we'll just attach over here. Go for the Switch Cart. And I think we're pretty much cool with this hand from there. Yeah, so just take the first KO here. And I'm feeling pretty good about the spot that we're going to be in here, guys. Because even if they do promote Arcanine and we don't have a way at dealing with it, we still have Boss and Quick Ball, so we will be able to chase down some sort of easy prize on the bench with another Cramorant and a Boss. So they do still need Arcanine, and then they do still need a way to play down their hand to 0, because of course that's the big thing with Hisuian Arcanine. It's a pretty decent attacker, hits 100 or 160 for 0 energy, but you do have to have a 0 card hand whenever you do it though. And we saw them get, looks like an Ultra Ball, and they have the Evolution Instant, so pretty high likelihood they are going to be able to play down their hand. There's going to be Altaria, so that's just going to be like a Zoroark transform target. The Altaria is kind of cool with this deck. It allows you to put a supporter on top of your deck. So that can be cool. Like after you play your hand down to 0, you're still guaranteed a supporter for the next turn. But let's see what they're going to do here. They did toss away an Ornate Rod. I'm definitely cool with seeing that. Oleana. That's a card I've not seen in a long time. I forget what this does. So your opponent reveals their hand put trainer. You find it on the bottom of their deck. I mean, Grant might just be better though, just because you can always get Grant back out. Okay, and our opponent is going to be able to pull off the whole Wombo combo. So poor Cramorant is going to hit the bin. Oh, actually, it was maybe Galarian Zigzagoon could have been good. I was thinking Arcanine had 140 HP. Because with Zigzagoon and a net, a Cramorant can still knock it out. Okay. Well, too late. Zigzagoon's gone, so that's not going to be an option, but... So definitely play a Hisuian Heavy Ball. We did prize Reshiram, right? Yeah, so that seems pretty good. So let's go ahead and... Comfy. Easy decision. So how many do we have in here? 4. Okay, so this actually is a pretty good turn to attack with Snorlax, I think. Just because this is their only attacker currently. So I do like the idea of taking this out while we can. So yeah, we'll do this. Honestly, Moltres could even attack in this matchup if we really want to, but I think we're going to do this. So we'll get down a Reshiram. Or we'll do this. That seems good. So Dark Energy. There, that's fine. Let's attach Air Balloon, Treat, and I'm going to save the Rod as well for next turn. And let's go for the knockout here on Arcanine. Okay, we got Heavy Ball back, so we can get our other Reshiram out, so that is definitely an option. That's cool. We basically just have to not whiff. Like, because if we just fall behind one turn, I think that's going to flip the game around, and they will probably eke out the game by just literally like a single turn. I'm not sure if they have anything in their deck that would allow them some like disruption against us. Like there is a chance they could be playing Marnie, but I feel like it's a low chance just because, I mean, I don't have too many games in with the deck just yet, but in my current list for Arcanine, other supporters just seem to be better. So if I had to bet, I'd be willing to bet we get to keep our hand this entire game. Okay, there's going to be Zorua. And a Peony. Okay, so they're going to be able to definitely guarantee what they need here. So yeah, Level Ball, they can grab another Growlithe or another Zorua. Either one's fine. Then obviously the Evolution Incense, they can get their Arcanine, and they're going to be good to go here. So they're bouncing back pretty well. The Radiant Venusaur, you can see, is really nice in a deck like this too. It's normally a little bit weaker than something like Greninja, but in a deck like this where you are, you know, always at like a 0-card hand at the end of every turn, this ability is pretty good to refill your hand. So, oh, they're also playing Arezu, or Arezu? I still don't know how you pronounce the card yet, but that's an interesting card to include here. Okay, just promote Comfy. That's cool. Alright, so this could be a good turn to actually go in with Cramorant since we don't have another Mirage Gate right now. So let's go for the Flower Selecting. Grab Raihan, that's pretty good. Like to see that. So actually, I might use... we might attack with Reshiram again this turn, just because I don't want to attack with Cram and then they boss this and we don't have a way to respond to Arcanine. So, yeah, we'll actually go for the Ornate Rod as well. do both. I guess we're cool with this. We can probably get rid of Manaphy. I don't foresee Manaphy being particularly great here. Well, let's see. If we Raihan, we'll be able to get a Dark Energy attached and then grab a Fire Energy out of deck. So that seems okay to me. We'll grab Snorlax again, just preemptively. And let me double check. We do still have one Mirage Gate left. Okay, that is going to be important. I think we'll get down another Comfy just in case as well. And go for the Amazing Blaze. Now, what could be awkward is if they actually choose to boss around Reshiram. Because then, if we KO something, we would actually get knocked back out as well. So, that's something we want to avoid. We don't want to KO ourselves and, you know, put them just barely ahead in the prize exchange. So, I'm really hoping they just go ahead and knock us out here. I'm curious if they have anything that can spread damage in their deck. I don't know what they would play, honestly. Like, they're playing probably very few, if any, energy in their deck. So that really limits how many attackers they might be able to use here. So, if I had to guess, I think they're probably going to be stuck just having to deal with the active, which is great for us. That's what we want to see. Okay, there's going to be Peony. So no doubt they're looking for Evolution Incense here. This might even be a good turn to go for like Rod and Evolution Incense if they're playing... Do they have a second Rod? Oh, they've already played 3 Ordinary Rod. That is rough. Ooh, that's a little bit sketchy. So there is a world where they might even just like run out of like attackers at some point if they keep having these rough discards. There's Palpab. Where are they going to get back? Peony and... Oh. I didn't see the other card. They might have gotten Olina. Or Oleana. Okay, yeah. Looks like they did get one back. Okay, so of course they can transform back into Arcanine. Actually, no, they should have plenty of attackers because they still have 3 other Arcanines left in deck, technically. Okay, so they are just going to KO us. That's cool. So this is definitely a turn where I think we start to go in with Cramorant while we just sort of build up Snorlax or something else on the bench. So I think we are out of Heavy Ball targets, so we're actually just going to go ahead and Quick Ball, get rid of this thing, grab Cramorant right away here. Let's see, we do have another Rod in deck. We still have a Training Court, so that's also good. Definitely going for the gate here. And actually, we could attack with this is another turn where it might not be bad to just take the KO while we can. I'm kind of cool with that, actually, because we can gate, attach lightning. Yeah, I think we're cool with that, guys. And we'll also Colress while we're at it, too. Ooh. Actually, we should have used Mirage Gate first in hindsight. Okay. So I think we might just go for Training Court here. Because that's still effectively the same as getting an energy back that way. bench this. Now, one thing I'm worried about, if we knock this out, we don't actually have 2 Cramorant targets. Well, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I actually want to use Cramorant, but we already committed to not using it. This feels kind of bad. So, and we got rid of our Zigzagoon. Okay, so if they don't put down another low HP basic, this play actually could come back to bite us here. So retreat, do this, and just go for the Thumping Snore. Oh, we forgot to bump their stadium too, but it is what it is, guys. So let's see, how many switching cards have they used? None, okay. Because I'm thinking there might be a world where we have to try to like boss stall by bringing that Venusaur at some point. But yeah, I think I might have actually just misplayed us out of this game, guys. If they don't bench another Zorua or Growlithe, I think that's it. Because we didn't hit our last Mirage Gate out of the prizes. Yeah, this game just got a little bit interesting. And our Zigzagoon is gone. Okay, Scoop Up Net. I want to see them use Scoop Up Net. Literally, our only hope at this point, if they don't bench something else, our only hope is we have to boss Altaria and rip Mirage Gate off of the last 2 prizes. Or if they net the Altaria, that would also suck so much. Okay, there's Peony. Okay, there's Quick Ball. Okay, that's good. We really want to see them bench something here. Something small that we can deal with. Okay, a Growlithe. Perfect, perfect. So how many Pokestops are they down as well? This is their second. Do we think they have more? I mean, we still bump theirs either way, but just curious if we're going to win the stadium more. They only have 9 cards left in deck, so it's probably honestly not even that important at this point. Okay, Marnie, that's interesting. We'll just grab the energy. We don't even really need Chorus at this point, if I'm being honest, guys. Well, we still do need to draw into boss for next turn. So we'll just grab this back. And we can start powering up Reshiram on the bench. I think that's also okay, just to give us another option here. Yeah, we'll do this. We could even... Yeah, I think we will concealed cards. Okay. So we'll just retreat. Boss this guy. We'll get down another Cramorant just in case of like a Marnie or something like that. I don't know what would happen, but we'll just go for the KO here. And we still could rip Mirage Gate, and that would also give us a win condition. And we do get there. Okay, cool. So now we can actually just Rod Energy back, Mirage Gate to Reshiram, take the KOs. So that last turn actually could have been really bad. If our opponent if our opponent netted the Altaria and then didn't bench Growlithe, we would have been in a bad spot. But they also probably didn't know we had our last Mirage Gate prize, so from their perspective, I could see how they'd be like, well, if I don't bench any basics, Eric could, you know, still just knock out Arcanine with, you know, Reshiram or Snorlax or something. So I get it. Okay, they do have the counter stadium. Not too worried about it, though. We have another one ready to go. Either way, it doesn't matter because we have Rod plus Gate for the game now at this point. Maybe there's something crazy that could happen that I can't foresee, but right now I'm feeling pretty good about the spot that we're in. Between getting the first turn KO and that turn where our opponent benched some extra things for us to be able to pick off, ended up kind of working out. Those were the turns where things definitely could have gone a little bit differently. Alrighty guys, so we'll just promote the Comfy here. Has free retreat, though it doesn't matter too much. So multiple win conditions, but we have to win with Reshiram, you know we do. So go for the Ordinary Rod, just do the basic energy, that is fine. And go for the Mirage Gate, and that is going to be the game, guys, on the Hisuian Arcanine deck. Very close one. I thought we were going to like kind of run away with it, but it got a little bit sketchier towards the end, but we still managed to pull it off. Alrighty guys, thanks today for coming by and checking out the Amazing Rare Reshiram deck. It definitely feels good to be able to dust these things off after just kind of sitting in my digital binder, so to speak, for some time now. The Lost Engine definitely helps them out a lot. They do still feel a little inconsistent. I'm not gonna lie, I've messed around with a couple different versions of this list, and maybe I just haven't gotten to the exact 60 cards I want just yet, but it definitely still feels a little bit awkward at times. But hey, I guess maybe some of that's just kind of baked into the cake of this deck, so to speak. It's just kind of natural probably when you have a 3 energy attack cost of different types. But of course, guys, if you did enjoy today's content, remember to leave a like. And if you're also feeling maybe a little bit extra generous and want to take that support to the next level, you can also become a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or pick up some merch at rarecandytcg.com. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.